All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Laurie Delk Radecki with the Nashville Networking Business Luncheons. So we do these several times a month all over Middle Tennessee, every single Tuesday right here on Zoom, and then every single Friday, as well as the third Thursday of the month, all over Middle Tennessee. So if you don't aren't on our schedule, go to NashvilleNetworkingBusinessLuncheon.com. It's long, but it's exactly what it is. You can also find us on Facebook as well as LinkedIn. We have groups on there as well. So every single time we have a special speaker who talks to us about different tips, tricks, ideas, things that can help us both in our personal as well as our business life to help get us to that next level. After that, we go around the room and everyone has 1 minute to give us your name, what you do for a living, and how we can better refer other people to you. After that, everybody talks and networks either before the meeting as well as at the end and gets to know each other a little bit. And so at this time, I'm going to introduce our speaker, which is normally not me. Normally, I don't speak at my own luncheons, but you got me today. So today, I'm going to talk to you about. It's funny, somebody mentioned this earlier. We were talking, but I'm going to talk to you about affirmations. So this is one of the subjects that I've actually talked about several times. I'm one of those people that grew up in the Bible Belt and was always like, on that borderline of, well, I felt like, I should believe in them, but then some people says, oh no, that's wrong. And, and then there's the different lines. And so I just want to talk about that a little bit to kind of set some things that I learned along the way. So, I used to think, like if you say, like the I am statement, I am a millionaire. Well, if you're not a millionaire, then you're lying, and lying's a sin. So therefore it's wrong. So therefore you shouldn't be doing that. Right. And so, so I'm going to mix in a little bit of Bible versus also just different things people believe. So to kind of hit all sides of the scale. So the Bible says in Mark 11:24, pray and have faith and ask as if ye have already received. So believe that you deserve a positive, fulfilling, happy, life fulfilling career, and believe that you deserve it and believe that you can achieve it, right? And then what the mind can believe, it can achieve. So, and affirmations aren't magic, right? So I know a lot of things I've seen over the time too is people say, oh, just say all these things every single day, write it 20 times a day, whatever, right? That doesn't work either. I mean, it's good to do that, but if you do just that and nothing else, it's not going to work either, right? So you have to say those things, but you also have to believe them and you have to go to work. You can't say, oh, I'm a millionaire, and then lay around and eat Cheetos on your Papasan chair every day, right? You have to get busy and you got to go to work. So, but a lot of times the phrases are going to retrain your brain to think the right way and cultivate the right mindset. So I thankfully was brought up and raised in a very positive environment. My mom was very positive, very optimistic, and I'm so thankful I was raised in that. Not everybody was. So a lot of people have to retrain their brain from the way that they were taught, the way that they were raised. But one of a good friend of mine, Margie Alaprandi, she wrote a book saying you can have anything that you want in life. And that's it. You can have everything that you want in life if you believe it and if you go to work, right? You take the right steps, you do the right training, and you go to work. But there's all those aspects in that you need to play into. So affirmations can help you believe that you are already experiencing that outcome in the present moment and helping you manifest it in the future. I totally believe that I attracted the husband that I'm married to right now. So when I felt like God told me that I was going to get married again, I started praying for him and I started writing down, I am attracting a man who, And I wrote a full sheet of paper and I read that every day. I prayed over that every day and I meditated on that every day. So all the different things that a lot of different people believe. And I believe that God and my late husband got together up in heaven and brought him to me. So if you want to be healthy, you need to envision that the health is already happening to you, right? You still need to probably take some nutritional supplements that are going to help you, because they say that, we can't even if we're eating 100% raw and organic, we don't get enough vitamins and minerals from our food anymore because the soils have been depleted over the years, right? So you might need to take some healthy vitamins and minerals. But you also need to start eating properly. You need to start doing some exercises, doing some breathing steps, and envisioning. And that is huge. If you look in the mirror and just constantly say, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, whatever, then that's not envisioning what you want to get to, right? You want to envision what you want to get to. And that's why they say a lot of times people that are doing that also say, find a picture of when you looked the way you want to and put that up on your refrigerator or your bathroom mirror, and if you don't have one, then find somebody that looks like you and do that, right? So that way it will help you to envision what you want to get to, your goal. If you have, a highly profitable business, you want to envision success and money already pouring into your business. If you want to attract the right partner, you want to live as if you already met them and believe in their existence. You have to, you still have to take the action and you have to do the work. That is one of the biggest things I think that a lot of times, a lot of other trainings even that I've been to, they kind of skip over that part, right? They say, take their training, buy more stuff, buy more training, and then, write the affirmations or say them or whatever. Have them in your back pocket, have them in your drawer, look at them every day, but you still got to do the work to get to the process. Same thing, being healthy, eat right, exercise, deep breathing. In business, work hard, make sacrifices, be patient, follow up. That's huge, right? I could do a whole nother seminar on that. Fortune is in the follow up. Keep in touch with people. That is so huge. So we just bought this house this last June. So I was in the same house for 25 years. Buying a new house, I needed all these things. And, running these luncheons for 16 years, 7 times a month, I've met lots and lots of people in every industry all over Middle Tennessee. When we bought this house, we needed an alarm system. We needed a bug guy. We needed, we wanted the house painted. We needed a guy to come out and do the pool. We needed, there were so many things that we needed. And guess what? I had met all those people that I needed in my luncheons over the years. But do you know how many people kept in touch with me after they had met me? Were they top of mind when I was like, oh, I need this service. We needed some trees cut. I needed this service. Did I remember who it was that I needed? Right? So who's going to get my business? Either, I'm going to Google it and it's going to be the first guy that comes up on Google, or we're going to interview a couple people, or going to do what a lot of people do, ask on social media. Who knows somebody where, this is what I need? But should I even had to do all those things? Because, if one of those people had kept in touch with me, they would have got the business in several different areas. So that is so huge. Right here, we're on Zoom and we've got 3, 6, 8, we've got 8 people here today, right? So what if 5 years down the road, even 10 years down the road, I need somebody's service? Is that somebody going to keep in touch with me to where I'm going to remember them when I need that service, right? Because we might not need each other's service today, but also we know, like Harvard Business School says, your circle of 250, right? Well, nowadays, I believe it's much, much bigger, because that was way back before the internet even. So, I have over 100,000 followers on between all my social medias. And, so my circle's kind of big. And, but still, are all those people following up with me and keeping in touch? Not all the time, right? You don't have to do it all the time. Like, my circle is that big. I can't follow up with all those people every single month or every week or whatever, right? But I do have systems in place in order to try to keep in touch with people a little bit more often. So I'm at least touching them. They know where I'm at, whether it's, by text, by email, by social media, by snail mail and a greeting card, by in-person coffee, Starbucks, lunches, dinners. One thing that we started since this COVID stuff started, as we're inviting couples out to our new home to have dinner. So then it's just one couple, and but they get to, because most of my influence hasn't met my new husband. So, they're getting to meet him, especially a lot of the people that I've known for, 20, 30 years here. And then, but they also get to see our new home. But then I'm getting to fulfill that social part of me that I have to have. So, but positive thoughts alone, aren't going to get you there just alone on that, but they're going to get you everywhere better than if you have negative thoughts, right? So you don't want to have the negative thoughts. And so one of the things that I trained myself years ago too is anytime that any type of negative thought, no matter what it is, whether it's business, whether it's personal life, spiritual life, whatever area, because we all have aspects of our life, but all those aspects affect every other life, right? If your personal life sucks and your business life is great, it's still going to affect it. And the same thing, if your personal life is great, but your business life sucks, it's going to affect each other, right? So you want to try to uplift all the areas of your life and have that balance. And quit using other people or God to not be prosperous. So a lot of people say that, well, I can't be prosperous because, my parents, because they raised me differently. I can't be prosperous because, God just doesn't look out for me that way. He might look out for you that way, but he doesn't look out for me that way. Whatever it is, don't, well, I can't be prosperous because I'm raising 4 small kids. I raised 4 small kids and I built 5 businesses and 3 nonprofits, and several of those up to high 6 figures from home. You can do it if you want to. It just depends on if you want to. But don't use other people or other things, other objects, whatever, as an excuse. It's your decision. There's what's that guy's name? Nick. I'm just trying to say it, and then I'm losing it. Nick Vajakovic or something like that, right? And the no arms and no legs, and yet he's very prosperous, right? He got a wife. He has kids even now. I've known him since before he got married, and but he had that positivity. Now, of course, of anybody, he can have the excuse, right? And he's had some days that weren't so great and he didn't think as great, right? But he chose to replace those negative thoughts with positive ones and work on that, right? It's a working progress. I mean, there's no matter what's going on in your life, no matter how perfect it is or great it is, you're still going to have stuff happen, right? Whether you're red, white, black, blue, orange, or whether you're, whatever financial status you're in, you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days, and you're going to have stuff that comes into your life. But the thing is, the key is how you handle it and how you move forward from that. The Bible says sowing and reaping, right? Then the new age people say the karma. But however you think or believe, it works, right? It's the law of attraction, the law of the universe, and God made this universe, right? So it's all those different ways. like attracts like. So what you radiate, you end up attracting into your life. So if you are radiating a bunch of negativity and a bunch of drama, one thing I taught my kids when I was raising them is we don't talk about drama. This was before even social media, but especially when social media came out, you don't put your drama on social media, right? Now you can post something like when different things that have happened in my life. I felt like God has wanted me to be very transparent in my personal life through my walks with a lot of different things. And with that, I will say a lot of things that happen or go on, but I don't just post it as drama. Like I post it as, and this is what I'm doing to make it through or whatever. Some of you that have known me a long time know that my late husband, was actually killed in a car wreck 8 years ago today. It still sucks. I cried for 4 hours the other day. Still go through the emotions. And even though I'm so much in love and very happily married, and my new husband is absolutely wonderful, you still have emotions, right? You still go through stuff, but you can let other people know that without falling into the drama of it, right? And then a lot of your friends and family can help lift you up too, right? And but one of the biggest things I remember my mom would say was, if you don't like what you're attracting, look in the mirror, right? And so I've also heard the saying of, when you point, you've got 3 fingers pointing back at you. He did this, she did this, whatever, but you've got 3 fingers pointing back at you. What did you do? Or how are you acting, right? So, look in the mirror. You can't change anybody else. Even your children, like we like to think we could change our children, right? You mold and train your children, but you can't change them. But the thing is, you can't change anybody but you. So you need to be the example of what you want everybody else around you to be, right? So, one of my I ams, I would say, is I am determined to achieve success in God's own wonderful way for me. And so that was one of the ones that I would say. So you can have different ones and you can write down different things. Another huge thing for me that I've always said is forgive anyone for anything. Now, a lot of people have a lot of different things in their background that, might say, I can't forgive somebody for this or that or whatever. And, and the same thing, if you're a Christian, think about what God did for you on the cross. If you actually read that and think about it, all that stuff, did you go through anything even remotely close to that? Right? So forgive anyone for anything. And then also another huge thing is, we're all going to die someday, right? So think about the person, especially if it's a personal relationship. If they passed away tomorrow, are you going to be regretful that you didn't forgive them? Right? I mean, there's some things that are huge and they're hard to forgive, and I totally get that. But the thing is, it usually, when you don't forgive someone, it doesn't usually affect them. It affects you. And you get that bitterness inside, which can lead to cancer and disease and things, right? So you need to forgive and make yourself whole. It's more important for you than it is for the other person. But the same thing, you want others to forgive you. You must forgive them. It doesn't hurt them. It only hurts you. And, you need to let it go. And another one of the things that I would say is, I desire the highest and best in life. I now draw the highest and best to me. I give to others my highest and best always. So those are some of the things that I would say too. So I always tried to make sure that when I said my affirmations, I said things for me, but I also said things for me giving to others. because that's hugely important too, right? You don't want to just always be trying to get, right? You want to give more than you receive. And when you give, then it's going to come back to you in all kinds of abundant ways, whether it's financial, spiritual, emotional, it's all different things. It might not always come back to you the same way, but it will come back to you. And it's like the boomerang effect, right? You throw it out, it comes back to you. So whatever you're throwing out, if you're throwing out insults, it's going to come back to you. If you're throwing out kindness, it's going to come back to you. And create images in your mind, dream, and think in detail. Don't talk to others that don't support your dreams also. That's one thing that's huge, especially if you have someone close to you that maybe doesn't support your dream, maybe even in the same household. Don't talk to them about it. You might still have to a point, but the people that are going to actually lift you up and encourage you and push you forward, talk to them, show your excitement to them. And then the people that are, kind of pulling you down or doubting you or whatever, you might have to talk to them a little bit, but don't share your excitement with them if it's going to turn around and draw you down, right? And think about if this was the very last year of your life. Like, none of us know what tomorrow is, right? But if you could know and you knew that this was the last year of your life, so this is 2021, it's the beginning of the year almost. If you knew that you were going to be gone by the end of this year, what would you do? Would you keep doing the exact same thing that you're doing? Or would you do something different? You have so many people to follow up with, and you can choose who you want to work with. And, are you coming from a place of, I need clients? Or are you coming from a place of, how can I help this person today? How can I make a difference for this person today in their life? No matter how it affects me financially, right? If you just think about that and you think truly how you can help someone else and focus on that, then everything's going to come back to you even more better ways than you could imagine. So I talked a little bit longer, but that's it. So this is the end of our recorded portion. If you are listening to us on live on social media, please join us at our different locations. So this coming Friday is Cool Springs at Jonathan's Grill. If you don't have our schedule, go to NashvilleNetworkingBusinessLuncheon.com. Also join our groups on Facebook as well as LinkedIn to find out about who our next speaker is and what location we will be at. And of course, every single Tuesday right here on Zoom. This ends our recorded portion, and we will continue the rest of the meeting in a moment. Thanks, everyone.